Hello, everybody. Welcome. This is Sprinkles, and I'm here with the First Ascents community for our monthly mindful moment. And thank you to all of you who are joining live, and those of you who are watching this later. We hope you enjoy the recording. Spring is in the air, and I think we can all feel that uplifting energy buzzing around us. I certainly can, and it feels like life is a little bit on like full speed ahead right now. So, this mindful moment is going to help us slow down to get grounded first so that we can proceed with a little more presence. I find that when we are really busy in life and there's like all that energy, we want to keep going, but we can reach burnout pretty quick if we're not taking the time to regulate our nervous systems, which our last mindful moment was all about regulating the nervous system last month. So you can tune back into that if you would like to. But today, we're going to go ahead and start with a breathing practice, and then it's going to be a little bit of movement, and we'll come back together at the end and we'll talk about how that was for you. All right, let's get started. We're going to start, you can sit or you can stand for this part, but we're going to tune into our breath. So I like to, if I'm sitting in a chair, really press my feet down into the floor, lift up my spine all the way up through the crown of my head. And if you are standing, do the same thing. Press your feet down and just really lift and lengthen. If it's comfortable to close down the eyes, you can do so, or just find a soft gaze in front of you. And first, just notice how you're feeling. You can tune into the breath and notice if it's moving smoothly in and out, or maybe it's feeling a little bit choppy, or it could feel stagnant as though there's some like stale energy, totally normal. And then let's see how it feels. We're going to take two inhales in and one long exhale out through the mouth. So you can watch the first round and then we'll do a few together. All right. So in, in, out, like that. And you can simply sigh, or I kind of had a little bit of pursed lips, like I was blowing out a candle. It really helps to lengthen the exhale. All right, let's try it together. So in, in, big exhale out. All right, we'll do that a few more times. In, out. And you can continue at your own pace now because we all breathe at different speeds. My exhale might be longer or shorter than yours. So find what works for you and just make sure that the exhale is longer than your inhales. That helps to kind of down regulate our nervous system and bring us into this sense of presence. Our inhales are related to the sympathetic or more of the action oriented part of the nervous system, and the exhales are related to the rest and digest or more of the calming part of the nervous system. So, do about two more rounds on your own, and you'll start to notice that maybe you're feeling a little bit different than how you showed up. Maybe you feel a little energy swirling about your body, which is in yoga, we call that prana. You may have heard it called chi before, but it's the energy that moves in and around the body. And we're going to try to transform that even a little bit more. Um, the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and take hand to heart and hand to belly. And we're going to breathe in and let the breath rise from your belly all the way up to your chest. And as you breathe out, just simply you can breathe out through the mouth or your nose. Let the exhale sort of slide down your spine. And just imagine that it's looping back around, inhaling belly up to chest. Exhaling chest down the spine. looping around, and do that a few times as well. And you'll start to notice if this is helping to circulate the breath a little more fluidly. And as you do so, see how it feels to leave a little part between your teeth so that your jaw is not clenched. So you're sort of releasing any tension in the mouth and in the jaw. Can imagine as you inhale, you're filling up with light. And as you're exhaling, perhaps you're letting go of anything that maybe felt heavy as you were tuning in today. Last round of breath. And noticing if anything is shifting for you here as opposed to the breath that we started with. This one has a little bit more of a grounding effect. Now, from this space where we're mindfully tuning into our body and breath, we're going to go ahead and stand up and we'll shake it out a little bit. So, that energy I was talking about earlier, the prana, um, what happens is sometimes it can cool up in different places. So if you've been sitting a lot this morning, you may feel it down in your feet or your ankles, or if you have something going on in your body where you have pain or a side effect from treatment or medications, you may feel it around that area. And so this just gives you the opportunity to move it before we come into stillness again. So go ahead, you can shake your arms, shake your legs. And I often start mindful moments this way because it's so important. It's kind of like I was thinking about, like if you have nut milk or something and the sediment sort of settles and it always says shake before using. It's like that because you don't really want to drink it, when all the stuff's pooling at the bottom and then it's thin on top. So we shake it up in your body, same thing. We want that energy to move around. So you can jump up and down, you can stay rooted and move your body however feels comfortable. This is where you tune into you. We're going to do this for about 30 more seconds before we continue to our next step. All right. About 5 more seconds, and then we'll start to come into stillness. We're going to take our feet a little wider than hip width distance apart. Just allow yourself to shift forward and back a few times and then side to side. Start to feel your feet pressing down and a sense of grounding here. Almost like your legs are the trunk of a tree and you're starting to grow your roots down into the ground. So, thinking of like springtime, everything's blooming right now. Your body is becoming this stable tree. Press the feet down and then start to think about stacking your ankles on top of your feet, knees on top of ankles, hips on top of knees. Take a moment to just sway here a little side to side and notice if the lower part of your body feels more stable than the upper part. And now we'll start to lift the shoulders up towards our ears, shrug them, squeeze them back, and then let them fall down so that you're stacking your shoulders above your hips. Feeling a nice long spine, you'll really start to feel like you're lengthening here. Lifting up through the top of your head, and then taking a moment to just shrug that head back a little bit over the shoulders so that tall, standing proud. We're going to do a few sun salutations. So this is our mindful moment of the month is we're going to do 3 rounds of sun salutations where we sync our movement with our breath and we move very intentionally. Now, the reason they're called sun salutations is because We often will do these. They're sprinkled throughout a yoga class often, but it's common to start your day with them. But you could also do this like if you have a desk job and you just need to get up and move some energy, then this would be a good way to do it. You could do them at any time in the day. So now that we're grounded, we're going to take our hands together, our palms together, and sort of press them. You can take your thumbs and press them into your heart. You can maybe feel your heartbeat. Our breath is connected to our heartbeat. So if your heart is beating pretty quickly, then your breath might be moving pretty quickly too. So let's take a moment to breathe in through the nose, nice, long, and slow, and then back out through the nose, nice, long, and slow. And do that two more times so that you can slow down your heart rate. And now we're going to allow the arms to just come down by our sides, shake them out. We're going to take a big breath in, lift the arms up, palms touch above your head, and smile. Take an exhale, pull your hands down to your heart center. Good. Now we're going to drop the arms again. Big inhale, reach up, smile again as palms touch. And then we're going to dive forward. And some of you might want to stop here and place your hands right on your legs and just take some cat cows. So you're going to inhale forward, kind of arching your spine, looking forward, and then exhale, round, tuck your chin to chest. And then some of you may want to actually come down a little bit and let your arms dangle. But if you get lightheaded or if you have high blood pressure or anything, we don't want to let the head go below the heart. So you choose your own adventure here. I like the cat cows personally because you get some spinal flexion and extension. And then press down into your feet and take an inhale, arms sweep wide and up, palms touch. Again, smile. And exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to pause here before the next round. Tune in to the heart. Again, you may feel some pitter patters. You may kind of sense in that you're breathing a little bit more. So the heart's beating faster. Slow it back down, taking those mindful inhales and exhales. Good. Feeling the stillness, rooting down into your feet. And then again, we're going to drop the arms down. Inhale, sweep your arms wide and up, palms touch. Exhale, pull your hands down to heart center. Good. Inhale, reaching tall. Palms touch again, and then we're going to come all the way down through midline to either a forward fold, letting head and neck hang, maybe having bent knees, or pausing with hands on your knees and taking cat cows. Inhale, arch the back and look forward. Exhale, tuck chin to chest and round your spine. Do that a few times, whatever works for you. And then we're going to push down into our feet again. Inhale, slowly rising up. Palms touch, big smile. Exhale, hands to your heart. Then take a moment to pause again. Feel into this space. Notice if anything is shifting for you. In this last round, we're going to imagine that our arms are like the branches of a tree and that we're growing leaves into the spring. And we're going to plant a seed of intention afterwards. So as you're moving mindfully, just see if anything comes to you. All right. So again, hands come down by the sides, root down into your feet. Take a nice long inhale, reach arms all the way to the sky, palms touch, smile. Exhale, hands to your heart center. And then drop the arms, inhale, reach wide and up. Hands come down, forward fold. Either Bend the knees, let the head dangle, or hands come to your knees. Inhale, lengthen, arching the back. Exhale, round the back, tuck chin to chest. A few more. And then rooting down into the feet. Inhale, arms sweep wide and up. Big smile. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Ooh. Right. And we'll slow the breath back down, taking mindful inhales. You can drop your hands. You could put them hand to heart and belly, whatever feels good to you. But we're going to feel into the feet again. Inhale from your feet up to the crown of your head. Exhale, head down to your heels. And then again, inhale, toes up to the crown of your head. Exhale, head down to heels. And then coming into stillness, notice what's coming up for you here. The seed of intention is something that we want to cultivate in our life. So perhaps it's something like if you want more gratitude or more presence or more joy, you would say, instead of I want more gratitude, it's I am grateful or I feel joy. So we put it in the present tense as though we are doing it already. Allow yourself to sense in to what feels like you want to bring into your spring. And then again, as you inhale from your feet to the crown of your head, you'll say, I am, or I feel. And then exhale, head to feet. And then you would say whatever that word of intention is. And do that 3 times, allowing that intention to settle. Noticing if you feel a sense of, I like to say it's a sense of home within when we're in our body, tuning in to our breath because we're out of our mind, all the worries and the thoughts, and just put aside for a little while. And then we can allow the arms to come down by the sides and blink open your eyes. Notice how you feel now. And I invite you, if you'd like, you don't have to join for this last part, but we have a mindful moment dedicated to it. It's called Breath of Joy. And sometimes I find that since this is right in the middle of the day and we're going into the rest of our day, like a little energy is kind of nice. And so, if you'd like to, since we're really grounded and pushing into the feet, then we can do this together. So we're going to inhale the arms out, inhale the arms up, and then inhale the arms down. So it goes out, up, down. So you can do it with me. It's like inhale out, inhale up, exhale down. Sorry. Inhale out, inhale up, exhale down. And do that a few times, just being gentle with yourself. You're going to feel like a flush of energy moving through you, but it's inhale out, inhale up, and exhale, letting go of whatever doesn't serve you. Awesome. Thanks so much for joining us for our first Ascents mindful moment. Check out our other resources for mindfulness on the First Ascents YouTube channel and join us next month live. We'd love to see you soon and get out living it.